We welcome in our new audience who just watched the LSU women take down Northwestern State 81-36 at Seton Hall, Missouri, here from Kansas City alongside Chris Spatola, the former Army star. I'm Chucky Kemp. We thank you for joining us. I think we have a really good matchup between this Big East and SEC squads today. Seton Hall on the board first. Kansas City native Tamar Bates with the basketball. Now Carter for Missouri. 2 minutes in, still looking for their first bucket. Blocked by Bediako. 3 to shoot. Bates on the board.
You're on a high leverage game. You know, those types of scrappy points are important. Neither of these teams are exceptionally polished offensively, but a nice job gathering the loose ball and firing it out for 3.
Dawes with the answer for Seton Hall.
How about that start? 65% of Dawes' shots in the year are threes. He just hasn't shot it well. Nice to see his first 2 go in.
31.5% for Dawes on the season. That's one thing Shaheen Holloway talked about. He thinks this team he has is a better shooting team than they've shown. So far, the worst three-point shooting team in the Big East. Whistle against Missouri.
Well, and part of it is, I mean, to what you're saying, Chucky, guys who have shot it well historically have not shot it well this year. I mean, Dylan Adewusu, coming over from St. John's, has been a high 30s percentage-wise shooter, has not shot it well. Dre Davis, I think, is capable of shooting it better.
Yeah, up and down that list for Seton Hall, it's around that 31% mark or lower, but from guys who you expect to be in the mid to upper 30s. They have really struggled against Power 5 opponents. Fading away, off the mark, rebound goes to Sean East.
But they are a paint touch team, Seton Hall. I mean, they're going to drive it, they want to post it. And they're an outstanding offensive rebounding team.
7'5" Connor Vanover, the Oral Roberts transfer into the game. Down to Bates, and he has 5 early on.
Well, that's where that space opens up those cuts. Again, Missouri, their spacing is exceptional. They bury 2 guys in the deep corners. It really opens it up for Sean East to handle, but cuts away from the ball.
Great look here. Dawes sets up. Rims off for Carter. East pushing the tempo. Carter, a couple big bodies going at it right there. Turnover though, sloppy right to Kadari Richmond. And the pass too far out in front of Dre Davis.
Time on the floor.
Sloppy turnover. If you started on ESPN2 with us, switch over to ESPN. That's where we will come back. Seton Hall up 1 on Missouri early. They went to Kansas, got off to a really great start in that game. Had a bad run at about 5 minutes left in the first half. And the beginning of the second half, the lead was built to 18. Too much to overcome. What have you seen from Missouri early in the season?
They're a hard team to play against. You know, defensively, they pressure the ball, they deny passes, they're really physical. And then offensively, you know, again, their spacing is terrific. And Sean East really puts teams on their heels with how much he has the ball in his hands. And he's been really efficient.
Vanover going to work on Bediako. Goes it up for Vanover on a 2-hand flush. Bates somehow got that pass to him.
Vanover, a guy who missed the first 3 games of the season because he, ridiculous, participated in the Portsmouth Invitational, but he is starting to come on as he's gotten more minutes. Was really good in their game against Wichita State.
Offensive rebound put back in by Jaden Bediako. Leads them with about 8 rebounds per game.
Yeah, that's what they do. They're an outstanding offensive rebounding team, and that's where you have got to find those guys in the corners. These bigs for Missouri have become very good at playing off. And you get that help to come up from Bediako. Nice job playing over the top to that big 7'5" target.
Seton Hall through the pressure there. Kadari Richmond, their senior point guard from Brooklyn, New York, started his career at Syracuse. Here's Dawes. He's hit a couple shots early on. 3 to shoot. Deep 3. Too long. Offensive rebound. Davis right back to work. Short on the layup.
Nice job rebounding, offensive rebounding against that zone. You know, I think we're going to see a lot of zone from Missouri today, Chucky. As you mentioned, Seton Hall, the worst three-point shooting team in the Big East to this point. The key for Missouri, you've got to rebound out of the zone. This is a Seton Hall team, 12 offensive rebounds a game. They rebound really from all 3 positions up front. And those guards will get in there as well.
Bates will take a seat. Great start for the Kansas City, Kansas native. 8 points for him early on. That is in. And Missouri, who started 0 for 5, have made their last 5 from the field.
Noah Carter's such a weapon, really versatile at his size, plays hard, but really a versatile offensive player as well, the transfer from Northern Iowa.
Came on strong at the end of last year, played some of his best ball the last 8 games. That was a travel by Dre Davis.
3 seasons at Northern Iowa. He's a really good pick and pop player. There's a screen, no communication, 0 sense of urgency from Kadari Richmond to get out on Noah Carter, who's not shooting a real high percentage from 3, but a shot you certainly have to contest.
Starting 5 for Missouri fluctuated a lot through their first 5-6 games, but it has leveled out over the last 4 now. They've started the same 5 guys. Honor, East, and Carter have been the constants, but Tamar Bates and Aiden Shaw have joined them and solidified the starting 5 for Dennis Gates. Dawes slashing. Nice floater in the lane.
Good start to the game for Dawes. Nice look away to create some more space, and then a nice little float ski over the top, the float game.
Turnover against Missouri.
Dawes can run hot and cold, Alamir Dawes, but a good little shot fake. I don't think you necessarily have to fly at him if you're Anthony Robinson. You gotta love the float game, though, when it pops in there. A little float ski potatoes, Chucky.
Do you have that in the bag? Was that in your game?
No. The floater, if I could be candid, is a low percentage shot. He's never a big fan of the floater.
You're too much of a high flyer for the floater.
In my own mind.
Yeah, you played above the rim. 3 on the way. Rims off from who has been an exciting freshman early on. Isaiah Coleman come off his best game of his career so far. Missouri with a few subs in the game. That 3 is on the way and good. Anthony Robinson, the second, the freshman from Tallahassee.
Missouri scorching hot. 4 threes to start this game, and I don't think one of them has been defended. I mean, Seton Hall just getting lost and then late to contest.
Adewusu with the answer. Good sign for Seton Hall. A few of these shooters getting some to go early. Dawes has hit a couple triples. Now Adewusu. Solid rebound by Elijah Hutchins. Everett into the game. Transfer from Austin Peay. .12 to shoot for Richmond. Skips to the corner. Adewusu. Back-to-back triples to tie it.
Tell you what, he is 1 of 8 from 3 in their last 4. 7 of 20 from the field. It's been a real struggle for Adewusu to make shots.
Nice move by Richmond. Draws the foul in the backcourt against Robinson.
It's a game of dueling threes. from two teams that have been a little bit up and down, making three. Guards were unconscious. I mean, 9 of 16 from 3 has unconscious vibes to it. I think if you're Tommy Lloyd, I think he would redo some of his defensive scheme. I mean, drop coverage against those 2 guards is not going to work. Doubling Edey from the strong side, they were not prepared to do that. There was no sense of urgency. Purdue now 16-0 in the last 3 years against Power 5 teams in Gonzaga. I mean, just an incredible performance in a non-conference over 3 seasons for Purdue. But the question becomes, my man, what happens after Purdue and the rest of the Big Ten get into that conference schedule? What does it do to those teams in preparing them for the NCAA tournament? That is ultimately the question, and a fair question to ask of the Big Ten and Purdue.
Purdue bounced in the first round 2 of the last 3 years in the NCAA tournament. Why do you think that about the Big Ten? What stands out that maybe doesn't translate to March recently?
I think you have a lot of homogeneous styles in that league. I think you have a lot of similar defensive schemes. I think you have a lot of similar offensive tempos. I think they mug each other all year. I think in the past, more so than this year, you've had teams trying to win with a center as your best player. I think you can win a lot of games, but I don't think you can win big with a 5 as your best player. So, I mean, look, in the last 3 years, the Big Ten has gotten 26 teams into the NCAA tournament, by far the most of any conference. Of those 26 teams, only 4 have made the Sweet 16, and only 1 have made the Elite 8. That's dismal. I mean, that graphic right there is a dismal showing for the Big Ten in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, really unbelievable those last 3 seasons as Missouri trying to answer here out of that last break. Another turnover. The Tigers have been a little bit sloppy. That's turnover number 6 for them here, 10.5 minutes in. Nice take inside, and the roll goes for Adewusu.
They've been waiting for him to break out. I think Shaheen Holloway gets him from St. John's after 3 years there. He's got such a good body.
Seton Hall on a 10-0 run to take the lead over Missouri here in Kansas City. 10-0 run for Seton Hall and Shaheen Holloway, a 4-point lead over Missouri. You talked about it, Dylan Adewusu. They've been waiting for it.
Well, that's what this team does. I mean, they are a driving team first. They are a paint touch team. Offensive rebounds, drives to the basket, post-ups. You know, they'll post up Dre Davis, Jaden Bediaku. They want the paint.
East and Honor so far for Missouri, no points. Honor right on cue on the board.
And another open 3. You know, Seton Hall, or Missouri rather, has shot 35% from 3 on the year, but almost half of their shots are threes. And when you're playing a team that shoots a lot of threes, you've got to be cognizant of not over-helping, because they can get it going.
27 3-point attempts per game. Nice shot in the mid-range there by Alamir Dawes. He's off to a good start. 10 points for him. Honor just hit the 3 on the last trip down. Now East going to work late in the shot clock, 4 to shoot. Back outside for Bates. He's got 8 so far. Tough fadeaway, rims off, falls around, and here comes Seton Hall. Behind the back pass, Coleman gets the roll.
And I couldn't see who that was on Seton Hall who kept that alive, but he just tapped it ahead, which started the break and the layup in the open floor. Really nice hustle play on the defensive glass.
One of the better starts against these big opponents that Seton Hall has had this season. And really coming as a collective. Tough shot for East, fading away, tipped up and pulled in by Coleman.
Nice job on Sean East so far for Seton Hall. East, the guy who's averaging 17 a game, has yet to score, and they've put multiple different guys on him.
Great movement off the ball. Bediako hands to Dre Davis. It's a 7-point Pirate lead. Seton Hall shooting 58% from the field, 44% from three. East downhill, lays it up and in, his first basket.
He's been so good this year. I mean, he has been certainly one of the best guards in the SEC. He's very good at going to both hands. He's made a major jump in his production this year.
20 points, 5 assists per game over the last 5. Dawes, no. Offensive rebound. Davis been very active. Goes inside, gets it to go, and a chance for three.
Tell you what, they're just working. Seton Hall working to get the ball to the rim. There's that behind-the-back pass in the open floor, scoring early, and then Dre Davis. 3 rebounds, 2 of them offensive in the early going of this game. Good finish there. Got to get down in a stance, particularly in a half court. Get down in a stance, and it starts with guarding the basketball.
Tigers led 16-10 at the 12:35 mark. Over the last 6 minutes, it's a 19-5 run for Seton Hall. They've had 6 different players in the scoring column. Adewusu and Dawes leading the way, combining for 18 in this game so far. Where did the answers come from for Missouri? Sean East has been very quiet. 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting so far. East working with Shaw. 8 to shoot. Skipped across, tough pass. Bates hits it. He is loving being back home.
That's why they're tough, because those guys in those deep corners can shoot it. And so if you come too far over, Sean East is very good at finding those guys, and they are ready to shoot.
Almost taken by Honor. Now it's Isaiah Coleman. Davis, baseline pass, extra feed. Coleman hands it off. Bediako, up and down, you can count it. Great ball movement from Seton Hall.
Really good ball movement. And then this guy has been a real anchor. He's just a good playoff guy. They don't post him a lot, but he finds ways to manufacture his points, be it on the offensive glass or just playing off of that penetration.
Jaden Bediako, a Greek mythology buff. His favorite book, the Iliad. Can you say you've read that?
Are you talking about the Greek epic penned by one of the GOATs, Homer?
Yes, that's the one. Okay.
No, I've seen the movie Troy, which was a great Brad Pitt vehicle that I think was based off of the Iliad.
Here's what I will tell you. I've heard Jaden Bediako talk about Greek mythology. If you get something wrong, he will correct you. He knows his stuff. That isn't some fun little tidbit that he read a book once. He is really into it, and it's impressive listening to him talk about it.
Well, he's been so good for them. You know, transfer from Santa Clara. He's got more offensive rebounds this year than defensive rebounds. He's 5th in the country in offensive rebounding rate. Just having a really good year for Seton Hall.
Easy bucket inside for Sean East right there as Missouri cuts the lead to 5. It was a necessity for Shaheen Holloway to bring in some big men. Lost 3 players who started 30-plus games. Needed some size. Don't forget, tune into the women's matchup on ESPN2 between number 24 North Carolina and Oklahoma. Coverage begins at 9:30 Eastern. Oklahoma women, always an exciting watch. Men's team undefeated so far this year. Back inside, that just rolls off for Jesus Carolero Martin, senior from Spain, transfer from Campbell.
To the line for Missouri, shooting 2. Jesus Carolero Martin.
Second foul on Bediako. That's something to keep an eye on. Martin played 4 years at Campbell, just under 10 points per game a couple seasons ago, but he missed most of last year with injury as Sean East takes a seat on the bench. Dennis Gates not afraid to go deep into their bench. They'll play 10, 12 guys in a game. 4-point game. A bump there, it looked like it was a foul or a travel, one of the two. Ends up a wide open three. Missouri has it in the end. Bates skips it out, good look. Three on the way, rims off. Offensive rebound for Bates, that is blocked. A fight for it, and finally goes off Richmond. It'll remain Missouri ball, and there's some pushing in the corner now in front of Seton Hall's bench. Officials trying to get this sorted out. Joe Lindsay, Doug Shows, and Michael Roberts are officiating crew today. They're going to take a look at this.
Official timeout for video review.
Richmond might have thought he got bumped in the back, and then he shoves Anthony Robinson there.
Yeah, a little posturing over there in the corner.
Well, they'll sort things out, and we'll be back for. It was kind of all started by Jesus Carolero Martin with a little bump in the back of Kadari Richmond. Richmond responded, and then others got involved following that. It'll be Missouri basketball in the end.
I like we come away with that with nothing. You know, this is an emotional game, and I think sometimes we have a tendency to overreact on little posturing scrums like the one we just saw.
Early season neutral site game. You said it means a lot to these two teams. Nice move by Martin underneath.
And what a lift he's given them. You know, like you said, Chucky, Dennis Gates plays a lot of guys, and sometimes the back end of his bench, you're just throwing some things at the wall to see who can stick. And Carolero Martin's giving them some good minutes here.
Quick ball movement, corner three goes. Alamir Dawes having a great start, 13 points, 3 triples. Tigers looking for an answer of their own here. Nick Honor with it, going inside, whistle before that pass was made.
Foul call on Seton Hall number 4, Elijah Hutchins-Everett.
It's a really good cut here again. You know, it kind of slips that screen, and a nice job playing off of 2 feet, being under control. Good little shot fake to get the defender in the air. That's where the spacing really helps. If you're an active cutter and an active receiver,
Martin being aggressive right now. Floats it up, no roll. And that was knocked out maybe by Richmond. 20 on the clock for Missouri.
Substitution for Seton Hall, checking in number 21, Isaiah Coleman. Coleman for Hutchins-Everett.
Isaiah Coleman checks back in for Seton Hall. Tamar Bates has been the guy for Missouri so far. Getting downhill, fading away. No on the roll, and again, this time it does go off Missouri. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Seton Hall looking to lead at halftime for the first time against a Power 5 opponent this season. They have trailed by 8 or more in all 4 games against those bigger teams. 10 to shoot for Adewusu. Dawes now. Adewusu pulls up. Tough shot goes.
Well, it's a bailout because the Missouri pressure stands you up, makes you take longer to get into your stuff. And I don't think Seton Hall ever felt settled into that possession. But Adewusu bails him out with a prayer 3. And how about the 3-point shooting from a team that has been abysmal on the year from long distance? 6 threes in the first half from Seton Hall.
This is what Shaheen Holloway told us. He thought they were a better shooting team, just hadn't settled in yet. He gave them a couple days off this week, physical and mental reset, and it's worked for Alamir Dawes and Dylan Adewusu. 24 combined so far.
The other thing they've done, Chucky, is they have taken Nick Honor and Sean East out of this game. I mean, neither of those guys, particularly Sean East, you know, Seton Hall's done a really nice job taking him out of that middle third of the floor, high pick and roll that Missouri loves. And they have forced some of these other guys from Missouri to have to score in this first half.
7 total between Honor and East. Bates has been the bright spot for them with 13 points to lead the way. Nobody else has more than 4 for the Tigers. 6-point lead for Seton Hall. Richmond from the mid-range. Nice move here. In trouble though. Honor ripped it away, and it belongs to Missouri.
Just got to get to your spot if you're Richmond and go up. I mean, he's 6'6", has great positional size. I thought he over-pivoted, overthought it there, and a really nice play from Nick Honor to just stick his face in there and knock it away.
Missouri, they too have shot it really well from 3, 60%. Pass, and Bates lays it in.
What a dime.
Nick Honor's second assist of the game. Inside looking for the answer, and they get the roll. Dawes again, Missouri right back to it. Carter inside is fouled.
In a city where Patrick Mahomes reigns supreme, and Taylor Swift. What a dime from Nick Honor. I mean, he is passing that from about 40 feet from the basket. Really tight window. Nice catch and finish.
I don't think she made the game today. I think she was in New England, but she didn't make it back to Kansas City in time for the Seton Hall Missouri matchup. I know she's watching.
She's not all in then. I mean, come on, Tay-Tay. If you're in on Kansas City, you're all in.
She was at least at the Chiefs game. I'm just saying, didn't make it back for the city. Yeah. Carter hits it to make it a 4-point game. 90 seconds to play in what has been a tremendous first half. 40-36. Conference play not fall off for either team. Nice handoff, and the layup's good from Davis.
Again, a paint touch, penetration leading to points for Seton Hall.
Missouri have another answer. Honor with 10 to shoot. East, 5 to shoot. A bump to get space, rims off. Offensive rebound, Carolina Martin tipped back, rolls around, no. Carter has it pulled away, but it's off Seton Hall.
A lot of chances there for Missouri. A nice job by Alamir Dawes on the initial set, taking away that back door. It's a play that Missouri loves. They isolate Sean East on that left wing, Try to get him back door. Nice job by Dawes taking that away and then bodying up on that initial shot from East.
8 offensive rebounds for Missouri, but just 3 second chance points. Vanover comes in for this inbounds underneath.
Well, that was a problem for Missouri against Kansas. Had no second chance points in that game.
Got off to a great start, but gave up a 14-0 run late in the first half. Missouri then would let that lead balloon to 18 in the second half. Stolen by Richmond, right back to East. Floats it up, too strong, right there for Vanover, and he tucks it in. Last shot of the half belongs to Seton Hall. They have shot 63% from the field in this first half. Richmond with 5. Pulls up, no good. Offensive rebound. That won't go, and the follow is too late.
No basket.
42-38. Seton Hall leads Missouri at the break here in Kansas City. We're going to take a look at this last shot just to make sure. Looks pretty clear cut.
Yeah, pretty clear.
And it is confirmed, the shot no good. 42-38, Seton Hall leads.
Missouri, 8th in the country in shot blocking. They have 0 turnaways at the basket in that first half.
And that's led by Aiden Shaw, a sophomore from Overland Park, Kansas. 20 minutes from this building. He has 22 on the season, but like you said, nothing for the team in the first half. And Seton Hall starts with it here in the second. 61% from the field, 46% from 3 in the first half. And turnover.
You know, one of the things when you're denying passes and taking things away, you can get strung out, and it creates its own spacing. And I think that's where some of the drives for Seton Hall came from.
Actually start this second half with Martine in for Missouri. Nice pass up top for Carter. Rims out Martine. He has been a great spark off the bench for the Tigers.
And I love that Dennis Gates starts him in the second half, because that's what they need. They need some hustle plays, some extra possessions.
It is the shot blocker Shaw who makes way for Martine. Trouble there, almost to travel. Fake pass, 3 in from Dre Davis.
The best that they have shot it all year, by far.
Carter fouled, misses, but 2 shots coming up for him.
And this is wide open, again, from a guy who is only shooting at 31% from 3 on the year. But, you know, I think if you're Tamar Bates, you're kind of going to bite on that pass fake because you're not worried about Davis. Give him the scouting report. But these guys are stepping in today for Seton Hall with tremendous confidence.
Well, to your point, too, Chris, you talked about these Seton Hall players that some of them you do expect to shoot a little better. Davis is kind of one of those. He was 4th on the team in scoring last year. He didn't hit a ton of threes, but he hit 18 threes at 41% from deep. So guys that you expect to be higher percentage guys, and finally, to the dismay of Missouri and their fans, coming through today in a big way.
When shooting can become contagious with a team, you know, when other guys start making shots, you know, you start to think you want to join the party.
And on the flip side of that, it's been really contagious for both teams because Missouri is shooting 55% from deep. They've hit 6 of their own. Another one on the way. Adewusu. How do you do? 7-point lead. Honor. Air ball on the mid-range jumper, and it ends up going off Davis.
Just a nice little ghost of the screen, poorly communicated by Missouri. And again, you know, they're told to close out short on these perimeter guys. But when a guy's made 4 threes in a game, it's time to start closing out with a greater sense of urgency.
The 8 threes already ties a season high for Seton Hall. Adewusu, the handoff to Bediako, but he traveled. Still a much more confident and purposeful approach offensively for Seton Hall. 2 minutes into the second half, the lead 7 now for the Pirates. Inside to Carter, working on Davis. 10 to shoot. Goes up with the right hand, rims off. Adewusu getting downhill. Outside Dawes. And a rare miss now, but a hold there from Tamar Bates under the basket.
Yeah, it was a miss, though, because it was a really good closeout by Noah Carter. I mean, that's the sense of urgency, if you're Missouri, you now have to have.
That's 3 fouls now on Tamar Bates. Keep an eye on that because he's leading Missouri with 15 points. Carter will come off, Vanover will come in. Going right at Vanover, and that's a tough ask there. Bediako falls down. Davis open again. Very open, and he cashes it in.
Again, wide open. And this time off of the offensive rebound. You know, this Missouri defense has not done a good job communicating today. They haven't done a good job communicating on switches. And there, somebody's off of that offensive board. You know, guys are lost. I mean, that's just a scramble drill. Look at the space. And there's zero sense of urgency to get out there. Just wide open. That's a, you know, Skip Prosser used to call them punt-em shots. He's so open, he could punt it in.
Martin was just wandering in the middle of the floor on that. Honor steps back. He can't get it to go. And Davis, another rebound. Been good on the glass. East called for the foul. That's his first. That's the other question, Chris. How do you get Nick Honor and Sean East going right now on the offensive end for Missouri?
Yeah, I mean, those guys have been bottled up. It's, you know, they've had a hard time getting into their pick and roll action. Seton Hall's done a nice job putting multiple guys, especially length, on Sean East.
Adewusu baseline, lost it for a second. Now a fight for it. Jump ball will belong to Missouri.
And I think it's the same thing, Chucky, with Seton Hall. Like that three-quarter court pressure, it hasn't allowed Missouri to just walk into their stuff, which is what Sean East likes. He likes a little bit of breathing room to initiate and to get into their stuff. And I think picking him up earlier in the possession has been good.
Good point. Shaheen Holloway told us of Sean East and Nick Honor. He said, look, they just play ball. And they have made it hard for them to be comfortable on that end so far. Maybe something here with Martin as he goes off. John Tonje coming in for Missouri now. Hasn't played since November 22nd. He's a transfer from Colorado State. Working his way back from an off-season injury. Another turnover there. Bates got in trouble. Dawes attacking, right hand finish at the rim.
It's been the other trouble spot for Missouri, has been their turnovers leading to points on the other end.
Bates, no, Vanover can't pull it in, but it's off Seton Hall.
I mean, Tamar Bates on that last possession, driving really with no idea what he was going to do, gets caught in the air, and it started. It was the outlet pass that started the break for Seton Hall.
An 8-0 run for Seton Hall and a 12-point lead, their largest of the evening.
Sean East and Nick Honor are going to have to be willing participants.
Honor's only taken 4 shots. The one make was a 3 in the first half. East so far 2 for 7. Bates traveled. Number 9 on the day. Some of them have been like that too, just sloppy turnovers, unforced. And that'll take us to another break. So Missouri can talk it over again after that turnover, trailing by 12.
Sure was. Yeah, as impressive as Purdue's win was over Arizona, that was a very surprising result. Now look, Michigan State has underwhelmed so far this year, so they're a bit of a desperate team. Tyson Walker was outstanding. He's having a great year. But 21 turnovers for Baylor was a surprising number.
Just a 35% differential in three-point percentages between the two teams as Dawes misfires that time. Offensive rebound back in for Davis. Nice work from Bediako. Again, pushing that lead even further now to 14. Tonje. Two to shoot. Tonje leans in. Right hand lost it, goes out. I mean, it'll be Seton Hall ball.
Missouri's just not running anything. I mean, they made they're playing catch at the top of the key. There's very little movement. There's very little penetration of the defense, and you end up with a bad shot. I mean, just not a lot going on offensively to move the defense from Missouri.
Not what we're used to seeing, and Sean East goes to the sideline again with 15:08 left in this game, and the Tigers down 14. Had won 4 straight prior to going into Lawrence at the weekend. Looking to bounce back tonight. Up next, the bragging rights game against Illinois. For Seton Hall, they go right into Big East play with UConn. Kicked out from Richmond. Open again, lets him off the hook. And the Tigers fight back. New look lineup for them right now. Tonje out there, Kurt Lewis, as well as Jordan Butler, the 7-foot freshman.
It's almost like Dennis Gates is throwing some other guys out there to send a message to a Sean East, to some of these frontline guys, and then to bring them back to see if there's a final thrust. I mean, I don't think he's taking them out for the balance here, but Sean East has not played well and really hasn't been the leader in this game that he's been all year.
So good, especially early in Lawrence, to help build a little lead for the Tigers. Inside, Tonje aggressive, and he gets the and one. They needed that bucket.
And it was going north-south, you know, against the defense. You know, tough spot. He kind of Barclays it there to start the drive, turning his back to the defense, and then a really strong drive.
Started 4 games for Missouri this year, but just wasn't quite himself, working back from that offseason injury. Out for a few games, but returns tonight, and there's a 3-point play to cut it to 11.
Missouri's going to have to create some stuff with their defense here, too. I mean, they're going to have to try to get Seton Hall to cough some things up, get some live ball stuff to create some offense off of that defense.
Trying to give this pro-Missouri crowd something to cheer about right now. Inside and over the 7-footer. That's Richmond.
And the late comes too, the help rather comes too late. I mean, he was able to catch it on the block, and Butler comes over too late to impact the play.
Honor, nice feed, laid up and blocked away. Adewusu tripped up by Tanjay.
Here's his backdoor cut, and watch number 0, Jordan Butler, underneath the basket. I mean, he's locked in on his guy, and he's just too late. And then he doesn't come over with any sort of physicality. I mean, there's no way that back bucket should go up over that 7-footer in Jordan Butler.
Freshman out of Greenville, South Carolina. Just playing about 8 minutes per game, but he's had an impact in certain games with shot blocking. 3 games with multiple blocks this season. He's on the bench now in a pretty small lineup for the Tigers. Martin back in there. Lobbed up to Dre Davis taking the roof off. $17 for Davis. Inside Carter. Can't get the roll, and a 5-on-4 the other way. Richmond pulls up. That's good.
Whatever they want. Whatever Seton Hall wants, Seton Hall is getting. I mean, the only thing that could have made this dunk, this play a little bit better is a little more cowbell. I mean, this was well drawn up, well executed. A little more cowbell, baby. I got a fever. And the only prescription's a little more Dre Davis cowbell.
17 for Dre Davis, 1 shy of his season high. He's got 6 rebounds as well, was super active. That's how he made his impact early in this one. But Chris, this is maybe the best Seton Hall's played all year.
It is the best. Yeah, it's well said by you, brother. I mean, this is by far the best they have looked. And I'm a little surprised, Missouri coming off that loss on the road to Kansas. You know, they certainly, as Dennis Gates told us, played well enough to win that game. They have been uninspired here this afternoon.
Does not mirror the way their coach wants them to play, with aggressiveness and passion on both ends of the floor. Nick Honor slashing, in trouble, out for Martin. They need it. And look who pulls down the rebound, Davis again.
Davis has played so well today, and not everything he's done goes in the stat sheet. I mean, his ball pressure there on Nick Honor, not giving any ground, was terrific.
Richmond, mid-range, short. Off the hands of Davis, right back to him. He was alone.
Dre Davis.
And it is a 19-point lead. Honor for 3. Had to have it.
With 3 for NIZ.
Seton Hall taking their time here, down to 10 on the shot clock. Davis down low, extra pass inside, and a foul against Martin as Hutchins Everett was going up with it. All Seton Hall in Kansas City. They are up 16 on Missouri. They shot 37% from the field.
You know, so often the bench can be the best motivator, and when freshman Isaiah Coleman and freshman Malachi Brown come into their last game against Monmouth and play as well as they did, that's going to light a fire under some guys. And I think the benching, as you alluded to, and then the production from some of those bench guys, that's gonna motivate you.
They went on a 17-0 first half run with 4 reserves on the floor against Monmouth. And you mentioned Malachi Brown. His stat line wasn't as gaudy as Isaiah Coleman with 17 points in 27 minutes, but Brown was exceptional running the point for Seton Hall in that game. Still time for Missouri, but something has to change quick. And I've asked you for the answers multiple times, but we have not seen those changes yet. And it is an 18-point Seton Hall lead. Martin working in the mid-range. Again, out there with the 7-foot freshman. Nice move for Martin. 8 points for him off the Missouri bench with 3 rebounds. See if Jordan Butler can offer some rim protection underneath for the Tigers as well. Double dribble. The bowl season rolls on tomorrow afternoon. The famous Toastery Bowl in Charlotte with Western Kentucky and Old Dominion. Coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Plus, and the app. The famous Toastery Bowl. In the corner for Bates, skips it up top. Martin tried the extra pass. Nice hand there from Richmond to deny what would have been a wide open 3 for Sean East. Sean East still just 4 points. Haven't taken a shot in a long time. He's been 2 for 7 forever. Honor no, tipped by Martin and missed.
Yeah, Sean East has basically guarded himself today. Like, I don't know what's going on, if it's not making shots, but his energy, he has been one of the best leaders. And we asked Dennis Gates about it yesterday. His leadership pops off of the screen when you watch Missouri play. He has been real quiet today and a non-factor.
Dennis Gates tried to get Sean East at Cleveland State before he took the Missouri job, but East decided to go the JUCO route. So then they reconnect at Missouri last year, and he said, you know, the stuff you're seeing him do this year, he thought he could have done last year. Didn't happen, but it was happening in practice. This year it is actually translating. As you said, he wanted to enable him as a leader as well, and it's been a great marriage this season as he's led this team to a pretty good start. Been tremendous as of late, 21 a game over the last 3, but just 4 points tonight.
Substitution for Seton Hall, checking in number 21, Isaiah Coleman. Coleman for Davis.
16-point game, 10 minutes to play. Honor just with 6 points as well. Noah Carter out there. Trio has started every game this season for Dennis Gates. Here is Honor. Into traffic. 8 to shoot. East pulls up. Top shot goes. Big time from Sean East.
Tell you what, he drives equally as well with both hands, but he needs that ball in his right hand, dribbling right, to pull up for that jump shot.
Shoots 60% from 3. Adewusu off the mark. And that gets Sean East going now with 7 points. Carter likes the matchup. He gets the ball. Out for East, 5 to shoot. Spinning inside. Sean East goes up, gets the ball, and it's 5 straight for the Tiger Star. Timeout Seton Hall. A 7-0 run for Missouri over the last 2:21.
Well, we'll see if Sean East is waking up here. It's been uncharacteristic so far, but he can really score. He loves going right into that pull-up. It gives him his rhythm. And then he is so dynamic going to the basket. Nice little spin there, fleet of foot. Sean East, it's the holidays, my friend. Come alive.
Well, already this season, has hit 16 threes now, only hit 15 last year, a much different role. He started just one game, even though he's a big part of the rotation. They were a tremendous three-point shooting team last year. Shot about 36%, hit over 9 a game. That number's very similar. They're down 1%, but East is shooting 60 from long range.
Well, and this is the leader he's been, you know, gathering teammates, directing. You know, we haven't seen this sort of animation yet today. Maybe making a couple buckets here gets him going.
At the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri, the Tigers haven't been here in 4 years. Their last trip was the Hall of Fame Classic. They were 0-2 in that. Like to get back to their winning ways in this building. Blocked inside by the freshman. Bediako misses the second attempt.
Really nice from the freshman.
East away from the screen, steps through. And he wants the ball right now. Waves off Martin. East going to work. Steps in. No good, but he's fouled. 2 shots for Sean East.
Got bailed out there because that was nicely done by Isaiah Coleman, using his length and size at 6'5" to bottle up East as he got himself to the basket. But East, he's so herky-jerky, he's so creative, and when he gets in there, he doesn't panic. A nice job getting himself to the foul line.
81.5% free throw shooter on the season. This is the first.
Substitution for Seton Hall, returning to the game, number 14, Dre Davis.
Ray Davis re-enters for Seton Hall. Dennis Gates' group starting to wake up here with 8 minutes to play in the game. East 0 for 2 at the line and a whistle.
I mean, that's 2 big misses from a 80% free throw shooter. I mean, that's big.
Still an 11-point game. Dre Davis, great pass inside for Richmond, who is fouled by Butler. 2 free throws coming up for Kadari Richmond. The Tigers starting to wake up, but still a double-digit deficit in half.
Yeah, you know, he has at least those 2 possessions. The 2 missed free throws are big, though. I mean, a chance to cut it to single digits gives your team such a psychological boost. You miss the 2 free throws, you come back down the other end, and now Kadari Richmond's got 2 free throws. Just a killer trying to come back in a game.
Richmond misses the first. Started with the East triple in the corner, then he came back down the next possession and got 2 more, but the missed free throws. Richmond pushes the lead back to 12. Missouri has hit 4 of their last 5 from the field. East in the paint, kicks back out. 3 on the way, rims off. Richmond trying to corral it. It stays at this end.
They've done a nice job on Sean East as he has gotten into that paint. They've corralled him, they've had length on him, and he's kicking out to Carolero, who's played well, but hitting threes late in the game is not what he has done.
Ball to shoot for Missouri. East baseline trying to force one through a double team, taken away.
Really nice job by Bediako coming over early.
Couple big bodies meeting, and Adewusu powers it in. Honor floats it up, tough finish off the glass.
Really tough.
Honor up to 8 points now for the Tigers. Dawes almost. Bediako now in the paint against the 7-foot freshman. Got him in the air, misses and tips it back.
What a follow. Yeah, he wants to go over his left shoulder. Butler didn't give it to him, so it's made an awkward shot. What a follow-up.
Carter hesitated and then missed. Now Dawes with numbers. Euro step and lays it up.
I'm telling you, since the 2 missed free throws, when Missouri started to make a run, the 2 missed free throws, the air has just been taken out of Missouri.
East splits the defense. He misses. Bediako controls it. Dawes, corner 3. Got it! That matches their largest lead of the night out of nowhere.
What a day. I mean, this is as good as it has gotten offensively for Seton Hall all year. Nice job sealing off the defender by Bediako. And then here's Dawes finding that, towing that line in the corner. Got it set. And he is wet from there.
22 for Alamir Dawes. 19 for Davis. 16 for Adewusu. It spiraled so quickly there too, Chris. The miss from Carter, they get a quick bucket. Same thing, come back down off another miss with numbers.
But I thought Shaheen Holloway called a timeout at a good time. You know, when Missouri cuts it to 11, Shaheen had seen enough. And since that timeout, you had the 2 missed free throws, and then since that timeout, Seton Hall's been shot out of a cannon, you know, almost corrected themselves. And the shooting has been giving them a huge boost. I mean, obviously, you know, 10 threes for Seton Hall, something they haven't even really scratched all year. It's been a complete game.
And the hot shooting, it hasn't cooled off very much in this second half. They're still at 59% for the game, 45 from 3. You've mentioned it a couple times. One number that stands out for Missouri, they have 14 offensive rebounds, 7 second chance points off those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, they've had a hard time converting. Look, I think at times, Chucky, even though Missouri has size, they have looked small against Seton Hall. And they haven't been as physical as Seton Hall has all game.
Under 6 to play and a 19-point deficit. Reaching foul called against Adewusu. Missouri in the bonus the rest of the way. Nick Honor going to the line. 78.5% for the season. He got it. Thursday night, Arkansas hosts Abilene Christian over on SEC Network and the ESPN app at 7 Eastern. Arkansas picked 3rd in the SEC preseason poll. Tennessee, A&M, Arkansas, Kentucky, Bama. SEC looks good again this year. Missouri picked in the 9th spot, same as Seton Hall over in the Big East. Pirates deal with the pressure for a moment, then taken away by East. Pulls up for 3. Got it!
It's one thing Missouri's defense hasn't been able to do today, use its pressure to turn Seton Hall over.
Two teams even in the turnover battle. Richmond leans in and misses, but 2 shots coming up.
That's just a killer foul. Again, trying to come back in a game. Trent Pierce is a freshman, but you have Richmond where you want him. Pierce is 6'10". Just use your length, make it a tough shot over length, and instead you bite on the shot fake and you gift 2 free throws.
Pierce, one of a number of talented young players for Dennis Gates, and they'll continue to roll those in. Nick Honor had to save the day there on that rebound. 15-point lead for Seton Hall. 5 minutes trying to go up top, and it's kicked out of play by Davis. Freshman Isaiah Coleman checks in for Seton Hall. Jaquan Sanders also out there, a sophomore from Queens. Inside, up, no good from Tamar Bates, but 2 shots coming up. Tamar Bates, Kansas City, Kansas. Been in this building before, back when he was 12 years old. It looks like at halftime, which we actually witnessed tonight. And this is him, first bucket of the game, just like he did tonight. Gets the roll on the first free throw. 16 points from Bates to lead the Tigers. Transfer from Indiana, where he spent 2 seasons. Cuts it to 13. Quickly, turnover, bad turnover there from Seton Hall.
Where are you going? There's nothing there. Just pull it back out and run offense.
Bates splashes it in from the corner. It's a 10-point game.
Now, I'm fine attacking the back end of pressure to score, but when you're up 13, closing in on 4 minutes, if you don't have a clear path, you're playing against the clock at that point.
Eaton Shaw, good on-ball pressure here. Davis trying to get around him and does. Off balance, blocked, kept in, but a shot clock violation. Pierce got a hand on it at the end, and it's Missouri basketball.
It's the first time all day that this Missouri pressure has either turned Seton Hall over or sped them up into the half court.
4 minutes to play. Sean East working on the freshman, gets the foul, and a 1-on-1 chance coming up.
Well, we'll see. Under 4 minutes, does Missouri have one last push? Here's Tamar Bates, who's had himself a nice day from the corner. Sean East gonna have some free throws on the other side.
Missed 2 free throws, and that was kind of a propeller for Seton Hall to rebuild that lead back to 19. Gets the first one here to cut it to single digits. East has 14, 10 of them in the second half, and the Tigers are down just 8. Here is the pressure. Crowd on their feet in Kansas City. Wild pass, was it tipped? It was, and it remains Seton Hall ball.
Tell you what, Aiden Shaw at the top of that pressure is really long. 6'8", but he feels and looks even longer, causing some problems.
He will be guarding the inbounder, Adewusu, here on the sideline, as well as one of the fans behind him, offering a little pressure as well. Inside, Davis skips out. Big shot here for Dawes. Off the mark, rebound, Pierce.
Really good contest of that shot by Aiden Shaw.
East inside. High off the glass. What a finish from Sean East the second. A 14-1 run over the last 2:30 for Missouri. just got it across midcourt. Richmond will hold off. 15 to shoot now for Seton Hall. Downhill for Richmond. Contact with the finish with the left hand. Kadari Richmond.
I mean, the back and forth here. Sean East with a little mistletoe off of the glass. A little smooch under that mistletoe. And then how about Kadari Richmond with the deception? He sounds like he was going to pull it out, and then he explodes to the basket at 6'6", 205. What a finish with that body.
Misses the free throw and a missed-time jump. They get away with it. Honor strips it off of a Wusu. Missouri just trying to rally each other after that. I think it was Shaw who was beaten, kind of mistimed his jump. Under 3 to play. East directing traffic, working with Shaw. Five to shoot. East shuffled his foot and traveled.
He's had a hard time when he's gotten into that paint today. I mean, it's for the most part. Obviously, he has spurted here over the last few minutes. But that jump stop, they have corralled him and done a nice job making it hard when East gets in there.
That 14-1 run that Missouri went on, 12 of those points were East.
It was a big finish by Richmond on that and one to stop the momentum.
Dawes wraps it around. Bediako open for the layup to put it back to 10. Pierce steps back for 3.
Massive shot from an unlikely source. That's one of the, he's only 1 of 11 coming into this game from 3. It's kind of a Hail Mary that goes down at this point in the game.
Under 2 to play at T-Mobile Center. Dawes driving early in the shot clock. He is fouled.
Yeah, as these double teams have come over, off of that pressure. Nice job keeping his poise by Richmond in the corner. And a little slow down back. Good execution against the pressure there. And then here's this shot from Pierce to try to keep hope alive for Missouri.
Alamir Dawes at the free throw line hits the first one. Teammates at Clemson for a couple seasons with Nick Honor, who is standing there on the free throw line for Missouri, on the edge of the lane. Dawes has 23 to lead all scorers today. Back to 9. Guarding his former teammate, Honor driving. Right layup, no, the foul was good, but a foul first.
Foul call on seat call number 2, Alamir Dawes, the second person.
73 tonight, and they have been really good when they've scored at least 70 points under Dennis Gates, 29-1.
Well, what that presumes is that you anchor your team with your defense, and this has not been a vintage Missouri defensive game today.
Seton Hall is at a season high, 10 threes for them, 43% from long range, 58% from the field as Honor hits the first free throw. Back to 8 points.
Right in.
Honor gets them both. 7-point game, a minute 40 to play. Can Seton Hall handle this full court pressure? Ball's almost slipped. Richmond does break the pressure. He is going to go for it and makes it.
I mean, they just have executed and beaten Missouri down back.
Shot no good from Bates. And a foul against the Tigers.
Foul call on Missouri number 11, Trent Pierce.
Originally, it was an interesting decision for Richmond to take it in that early in the shot clock, but it pays off.
Well, he knows what he has. I mean, Tamar Bates overextends here. He just kind of lunges at the play. And that's 2 finishes into the body of the defender by Richmond. One that stopped the momentum from Missouri when they cut it to 6. And then they're just taking advantage of the numbers. And I mean, your point is taken, Chucky. Like, at that point, you're playing the clock, but he has been so good finishing today.
Bediako hits the free throw. That puts 5 players into double figures for Seton Hall. All of them starters. Chris, this has been a tremendous group effort from this Pirates team today.
It sure has.
It's both free throws. It's an 11-point game. Quick 3 on the way. A foul called, so Noah Carter will have 3 free throws. This is against Davis.
Shooting 3 for Missouri, number 35.
I mean,
Noah Carter.
It goes without saying that is an inexcusable foul at this point. I was going to say, Seton Hall's done a nice job. Each time Missouri has cut it to those single digits, tried to do this, the crowd's gotten into it. Seton Hall's done a nice job closing the door, but you kind of open it a little bit with a foul like that.
Davis played so well today, too. 19 points, 8 rebounds. That was his 4th foul. Carter can cut this all the way to 8 if he makes these next 2.
Return to the game for Seton Hall, number 13, Javon Sanders. Sanders for Bediako.
Seton Hall looking for their best win of the season ahead of a matchup with UConn on Wednesday. Carter hits all 3, so we're back to 8.
You know, Shaheen Holloway came in with his free throw shooting lineup. He took Bediako off the floor. I don't think you have to foul yet. I think you've got one more possession if you're Missouri to try to get a turnover.
Richmond falls down, keeps his balance now. Got to get it across, and they just do, or no, he traveled at midcourt.
Carter making the game for Missouri. Carter for Shaw.
15th turnover. Shaheen Holloway not happy about that one with 1:07 left. Missouri needs a quick bucket. Across to Carter for 3. No good, short. Nice rebound by Bediako. And they foul Adewusu.
Yeah, they set that up for the 3. They tried to get Noah Carter on a flare there. And you know, sometimes when you're down like this, I don't mind going for 3. If you've got a set that you like, you feel you can, especially after Noah Carter just stands up there and hits 3 free throws, you try to take advantage of some of that heat.
One of your better options if you are going to foul. Adewusu shooting 65% at the free throw line this season. This is his first one tonight, and he got it.
I hope this is a little bit of a coming out here for Adewusu.
I hope for a couple of these guys, the way they shot it today, that some of these trends continue. Almost taken away, but now Sean East headed the other direction quickly. Baseline, kicks it out. Pierce. Down to 6.
Got a foul. I think you got a foul.
Adewusu has it, and they will foul him.
Foul call on Missouri, number 35.
Throws going to be big down the stretch here. Seton Hall, 11 of 15 at the line today.
Shooting 2 for Seton Hall, number 0. Dylan Adewusu.
There it is, the distribution in that starting 5 for Seton Hall, who responded in a big way after they struggled, especially in the first half against Monmouth. And he misses the first free throw.
It's a great response from a veteran group. I mean, that's the one thing with Seton Hall. It is an old starting group. And they responded, I think, with Shaheen Holloway. Those veterans responded the way they needed to going into Big East play.
Adewusu 1 for 2 at the line again. 7-point game. Bates driving in for Missouri. Lays it up, spins it in, and cuts it to 5. Into Richmond, Adewusu again. And they will continue fouling him. Hope he cooperates.
His second person.
Doesn't get easier, Chris, and they've played a pretty tough schedule here recently. They've lost 4 of 6 when it comes to Seton Hall, and UConn is up next. Then it's Xavier, Providence, Marquette. This is a really tough start to Big East play for them.
Oh, it's a really tough league. You know, it's just a really tough league. And UConn, look, Purdue, I'm fine arguing that they're the best team in the country, but UConn is right there. I mean, their depth, the edge they play with, their guard plays outstanding, and then Donovan Clingan is such a monster up front.
That trip to Providence will match them up with a former Missouri great in Kim English, who is leading that program in his first season as head coach, taking over for Ed Cooley, who moved on to Georgetown. 7-point game, 23 seconds. Got to get something up quickly. Pierce driving in, lays it up. Good down the stretch, but maybe a little too late for Missouri. Almost taken away. And now Dawes fouled. Trent Pierce, 6'10", freshman from Tulsa, top 60 recruit. Hit a couple triples, laid that one in. For Missouri, it's another, the rivalry game against Kansas last weekend that they dropped in Lawrence, and up next, the bragging rights game in St. Louis against Illinois, another one that really means something to that program. I love the first free throw.
Yeah, I mean, look, Illinois is good. They're versatile. TJ Shannon's having a heck of a year. I love that Seton Hall and Missouri played this game today. You know, the fact that Dennis Gates and Shaheen Holloway get together. Missouri should be playing in Kansas City each year.
Honor inside, uses his body, cuts it to 4 with 10.5. They'll foul Richmond quickly in the corner. It's a game that actually stemmed from a connection made during the pandemic. Dennis Gates and Tavares Hardy, the Loyola Maryland head coach, had the idea to connect young African-American coaches across the country just to kind of talk, and came at a time when everyone was kind of craving a connection during the pandemic. And it was one of those things that's continued. And Dennis Gates and Shaheen Holloway told us that some guys were on the Zoom call looking for a game, their dates lined up, and that's how this game came to fruition. Richmond gets both to make it a 6-point game, 8.5 seconds. Honor will chuck it up from 3, no good. Rebound Carter, and this is going to do it. He misses the 3. What a performance from Seton Hall here in Kansas City, shooting almost 60% from the field. That's their best win of the year, Chris.
It sure is. Yeah, I mean, what a performance. And a nice shot closing this game out. You know, got a little dicey there for a moment, but a good job taking care of the ball in the last minute and a half and making their free throws.
Well, 1-4 now against Power 5. Seton Hall, an impressive victory and performance, a team performance here to beat Missouri 93-87. Big thanks to our all-star crew led by Joe McCoy, Ashley Ward, Megan Flood, Brian Bennett, our stats man, and my partner Chris Spatola. I'm Chucky Kemp. So long, everybody, from Kansas City.